Alright, boys and girls, welcome back to Storytime with Andy. Today we are going to learn about that New Testament story that I talked a little bit about last week, or earlier this week. It's very confusing making all of these videos. So, last time we talked about how God promised Abraham that he would have a son, and that through that son, eventually we would end up with Jesus. Through the promise to Abraham, God would eventually send Jesus. So in this story, we will have Jesus appearing and talking to some people, and he actually uses the Old Testament to explain everything about himself, which I think is pretty cool, because a lot of people are like, oh, Old Testament, that's all old stuff. That doesn't have anything to do with Jesus. But there's actually hundreds and hundreds of verses that have to do about Jesus. So let's read this story together, and then on Sunday, we'll talk about it even more during the children's message. On the day Jesus rose from the dead, two men were going to a village named Emmaus. It was about 7 miles from Jerusalem. As they walked, they talked about Jesus' death in the empty tomb. While they were talking, Jesus came near. He walked on with them, but the two men did not know it was Jesus. Jesus said, "What are you talking about?" They stood still. They looked sad. Then Cleopas said, "Don't you know what things have happened these days?" He said to them, "What things?" They said, "Things about Jesus. Our priests and rulers put him on a cross to die. He did many wonderful things. We had hoped that he was the one to redeem Israel. It is the 3rd day since he died, and some women amazed us. They were at the tomb early this morning. When they did not find his body, they came back. They said they had seen a vision of angels. The angels said Jesus was alive. Some people with us went to the tomb. They did not see Jesus there. But Jesus said to them, but Jesus had to suffer, and he explained the scriptures about himself, i.e., the Old Testament. When they came near the village, Jesus acted as if he were going farther. But the two men said, "Stay with us, for it is evening. The day is almost over." So Jesus stayed with them. When he was at the table, he took the bread and blessed it. Then he broke it and gave it to them. At once they were able to recognize him, but he vanished from their sight. They said to one another, "He helped us understand the scriptures." Then they got up and returned to Jerusalem. They found the 11 disciples who said, "The Lord has risen indeed. He has appeared to Simon." Then the men told what had happened on the road. They told the disciples how they saw it was Jesus when he broke the bread. And this story we'll talk more about on Sunday.